it's Chris, and welcome back to the Sea. What do we have on the show today? Today we have my 3000 tower, 3640, Zulu SCSI, 2065 Ethernet, other things. And for a long time I've been wanting to upgrade this processor. I reached out to Mr. Alan Marks because I love the color purple, and you saw in a previous video a TF4060 that I reviewed from Mr. Jonathan, had it over here, and we tested it out, not in this, but in other things in the 3000 desktop, and everything worked cool. So I thought, why not indulge yourself a little bit? So I fired up the old PayPal credit and reached out to Mr. Allen, and lo and behold, purple TF4060. Ha hee ha hee ha, number 47. Now I have purple. I did buy it. It was like 300 and, I don't know, conversion rate, something monies. And I put a Rev 5 LC060 in here. I know it doesn't have a full. The Super Purple 4000 Z3660 has that Rev 6. I was going to do the 4000 tower, but that has a quick pack 060 in it. And it's just too rare. And I want to leave that one as is. Screw cup. So we have a blue Zulu SCSI, and behind this tray is a 3640. So behind this 8-foot SCSI cable, this is Mr. T. This is a 3640 that has been in here for quite some time. We have 16 megs of zip 20 and 2 megs of zip 44256K. She's rocking a Super Buster 11, Ramsey 04, Super Dmac02. Yeah, I don't have the 04, that's only the 040 tower. And a Fat Gary 02. She's been recapped. We've seen this on the show many times before. And in its place, we'll go this. Now, always check your jumper settings, which this is not the helmet of Goober. This unit has a very special Agnes in it, which I'll scroll over and show you why. You're like, what are you talking about? That is an 8375 VBB, version 19. And that allows you pin compatibility with 8375 2 meg Agnes versus the 8372B. This will also work on any Amiga 3000. And that's your tip for Agneses today. Yeah! Alright, so I gave the Thailand tuck to the power cable. 3000D mouse. A tower mouse looks like this. Has a really long cable on a big old honkin' thing. This is the desktop mouse that has the 3000 desktop dude. So tower mouse, non-tower mouse. And really long cable, not really long cable. Ignoring everything, turn the power on and press the button. And just see if I get a kickstart screen. There we go, 3.2 ROM. Alright. Now I can put the hard drive tray back in because, you know, you always want to test that stuff first. My concern is this. I put a nice big fan on there, and I'm wondering how close it is. I can put a finger in there, so if you can put a finger in there, you're good. No battery damage, also no FPU, and no CPU on this board. She's hiding behind the Zulu right here, if you can take a peek. Boop. There's the no CPU. I could put one on there, but you know, why? I'm not running the 030. Term is on, everything else is off. Okay. There's the SCSI Inquirer. That's the SCSI Inquirer. It's doing the CD-ROM now. Something is not right. Yeah. Okay. I forgot that this thing's got a little bit of RAM. So yeah, chip 2 meg, 16 meg on board, 256 CPU, 256 Zorro. So it's not 3000 tower SCSI friendly. How deep of a rabbit hole are we going to go down?
Did you see the memo about this?
And froze. So there you go. Because the 3000T is a very rare machine, there's potential issues. Without having access to one of these, it will be difficult to fix them. Currently, from the reports received, it seems the SCSI interface on the 3000 tower does not work with the latest firmware version unless you disable synchronous transfers in the drive's RDB. This option is not present in HD Toolbox, but it is present in HD Install Tools. This is currently unconfirmed. The SCSI issue is under investigation and will be fixed if we can obtain a 3000 tower motherboard.
Shit.
In a previous life, I attempted to install the Terrible Fire TF4060 into the 3000 tower, which after, if I would have just read, it doesn't work with the native built-in SCSI. But in one of my flip-flops, I took the Zulu RP2040 out of this Amiga 3000 and put it in here as a test. This is a Zulu 1.1 on the internal SCSI bus. Works fine with the A3640 that's in there now. But when I put the Re4091 in, I got it to see the card, but it couldn't see the partitions because there's a goofy issue with the Zulu saying drive definitions. Something messed up. I know that's a bug with that model because I've ran into it before. So, to be stupider than dumb, I'm going to do all that again.
We have sort of a problem here.
Okay, so this is the Zulu 1.1 in the 3000UX. Alright, good enough for me. And remember, folks, always retest it. Just make sure it still boots it. I do have to put some covers in here. There we go. So, virtual DH0. Didn't do nothing on it. It's a Workbench 2 install. This is the one that the Amber I gotta mess with. There you go. Disabled. There you go. Turn it off. Okay, so I didn't blow up the UX. I just swapped Zulu SCSIs for an RP2040. This comes out. This goes in its place. I don't know if the 4091 provides SCSI termination power at all. So we're going to find out in a second by just pressing the button. It does. There's no hard drive light on the tower because the card has the light.
Mortimer, we're back.
Carefully shove this to the side. What a hoss this machine is now. Sysinfo that bad boy. 6860, no FPU, MMU in use. Remember, she's an LC. I don't have a keyboard hooked up, so mouse would be nice too. There we go. 50 megahertz. The EHIDE dot device. I have to do the interrupt 2 mod, which is pin 83 on the CPU bus. 86, 83, 86 to CIA 20 U350. Yeah, if my brain is remembering 25 years ago. That's how you make the Terrible Fire 4060 work with a 3000 tower. You put a 4091 in it because it's got its own controller. Holding the right mouse button down, I get the 4091 boot menu. And this will tell you, Stefan and Chris made this, you can go disks and you can see your stuff. 15 gig, hard drive, CD writer, the ID of the device, 0, 1, and 2, HP CD-ROM, so it does see that, which is cool. There is the dip switches in the back which tell you, hey, I want fast SCSI 2 bus mode. Now what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to let this boot as did, I don't know if it's a word. We're going to let this boot as is, now that it's working with the purple.
2 hours later.
I managed to get all the hard drives that are actual hard drives working. So I'm formatting one. You have to full format it. It's a real hard drive. 528 megabyte hard drive. Seagate. Very loud. If you're going to use the 4091 in a 4000 with the T4060, you're going to need to change something on this partition. 4091 fast lane. Change partition max value here. 0x0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm going to update to a 1024 block size. Fast file system. Boop. Boop. Save. Yep. Okay. Unknown SCSI 2 is my CD-ROM because it's in the drive. So we've updated it to the partition type. I got a double mouse button because I'm on an external GoTech up here. Otherwise, this has a higher boot priority. Yeah, I'm running a real hard drive. It's just a test. Ah, piss. Alright, so that failed miserably. I need to change this hard drive mask. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Fs. Enter. OK. OK. Save. Exit. Alright, 322. Now, I'm going to fix my... Look at that. The system has a read error. This is Alan's TF4060 boot card. CD32060. Well, that just freaking works. I want to check its HD setup. This is nice. EHI to E.device. So we're going to go A4091.device. HD toolbox. Just want to see what it says on this mask here. If it's his mask. It is not. The mask is not set. But it's PFS3. 6806. Why does it have an FPU? This is an LC. How does it have an FPU? There's no FPU on this boards. Yeah, Ethernet. Everything. So this is a LC060 at 50 megahertz. MMU running 8372B. It's 8375. That's wrong. Paula Ramsey, CyberVision 64, January 1978. I don't have a battery in here. 500 Workbench 3.1. Workbench 3.1 with my Kickstart. Oh, it's probably better Workbench or best Workbench or whatever. Frozen, hard drive light went solid, so this isn't perfect either. Alright, let's see if we can run HD Toolbox. There's my drive. I'm not clicking on it. HD Toolbox. I have another HD Toolbox in 3.9. I don't know. I'm just changing this mask. Continue. Partition. Advanced change. Mask. 0x. 0x0. 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay. Save. That's it. Change the mask. The only thing in here now is that. 3.9, which you saw it on the desktop. Why does this look weird? Does Opus work? Like something's weird. It doesn't work. It works, but it doesn't. I'm clicking things and nothing's happening. C drive, and we froze. Welcome back to day 5, 6 with this thing. What I've decided to do is, since I have the 4091 now booting with a image, it doesn't like when I have my DH1, which is a 15 gig partition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another blank on a blank file for DH1, format it on this, not WinUAE, and see if it likes it. So that boots. I don't have RTG or anything set up. Add a hard file. So we're going to do 14336 megabytes. We're going to say create, and we're going to choose my 3000T Zulu drive, and I'm going to call it hd1.hda and say save. Now on that little card reader down there, that blue light is a blinking, blurry, because it's making that 14 gig file. PC hard drives do 1,000 now because they can say it gets more space. So make sure you're doing the 1024 math when you're calculating your hard drive sizes. That way the Zulu doesn't say it's erroneous data. It'll work. Alright, the lights are on but no one's home. let's see what HD Toolbox says. So, sys tools, HD Toolbox. I gotta check it to make sure I put 4091 device. I did not. A4091.device. I know the word device was already in there. Save, and we'll run this now. HD Toolbox should say drives have been added, and there should be one. So this is unknown. Change drive type. Define new. Read configuration. OK. 14 gig. Okay. 14331. I'm going to call this Zulu 14G. Zulu SCSI hard drive 2.0. Doesn't matter. Hit OK. OK. There it is. Zulu SCSI. And now partition drive. We're going to say delete, and we're going to make one big mama. 14 gigs. We're going to call this DH1. Not bootable. Advanced options. Change. We're going to make this 4K clusters. 4096 bytes per block. Standard file system, fast file system, international. Mask. I'm going to change this mask. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enter. There we go. 0x0. So it says, the reason I'm doing this, it says the 4091 will work correctly with the terrible fire. The only caveat is you need to add the partition mask to 0x0 and 7Fs in HD Toolbox. This will limit the DMA transfers to the first 128 megabytes, since the 4000 only natively supports DMA access to memory of that region. I know this is a 3000 tower, but that's what I'm doing. And we'll say OK, right? I can do direct SCSI transfer. Can I? I don't know. OK. Save changes to drive. Okay, so it saved the partition. Do we actually get the partition to show up on the desktop? I'm going to wait a second. Maybe I'll do an update all. Sometimes it pops up. Most of the time it don't. Now here's where the Zulu is going to bork. Or the 4091 is going to bork. It was locking up when it detected the large hard drive before. The only reason I'm doing this math and this way with the mask type, mask value, is to see if it works. And it, again, is not working. That's it. It does not like those disks. Does the 4091 see this disk? Yeah, it says it's 15 gigs. For some reason, when it goes to check this file, it freaks out. We'll double mouse button on the Amiga ROM side. Alright. Normal kickstart. Boot options. It sees DH1. Non-bootable. A4091-1. Amiga DOS. Okay? Tonight's interrupter is brought to us by Mr. Pete G. Have you eaten all of the snacks yet? I'm working on the caramel digestives. I can't eat too many or you get Battleshits Galactica. And our second interrupter of the day. So Mr. Kevin cooked a big piece of steak and some green beans with cheese or something and some mashed potatoes. Looks pretty good, and he says he almost died because he choked on a piece of something. Sorry to hear that. Don't die. What is it about 2 hard drive files? One works. Fix. Hey, look at that. DH1 initialized. Holy God. Let's see. Does it format it? Icon, format disk. Remember, we're SD cards, so we're quick format. I'm going to call this one work. No quick format like Jesus would choose. Nope, it does not do it. It doesn't effing work. Work has a checksum. How can it have a checksum error? It doesn't exist in real life. And nothing. Let's reboot it and see if it still works. It is not doing anything. And it has frozen the Amiga solid. The light went out. So I'm back to square one. For my next trick,
Are you stupid or something?
I want to make a smaller hard drive file. Just to see if it's something to do. It's got to be the 4091 doing something crazy. Get the 4091 ROM. Disks 0, 1, 3. Asynchronous SCSI mode is on, so I'm turning off synchronous. This does start to do something, and then it hits those hard drives and says, F off. Let's just keep on digging this hole deeper and deeper.
That's what she said.
Because that's my problem. I can't give up. I don't leave well enough alone. This is 3221, no MMU libs. But it works. Multiscan, productivity. That's why we look like crap. Let's go NTSC high-res laced, 8 colors, save. Alright, so this works. No MMU libs. Alright. That booted. Now, let's move that file back for DH1. Come on, boot. There we go. And now system has a checksum error. We've done nothing but copy another PFS3 hard drive to it. That's it. If I simply take this file off, the machine won't have a checksum and will work. This is the curse of Amigas. I'll tell you what. Okay, what if
That's your brain trying to comprehend its own stupidity.
I make a massive hard drive file and I partition it 2 gigs, 2048, got it right on the number, 18 gig DH1. So now I'm going to reboot. No trash can, quick format. Checksum error and freaking locked up. I can't give up. It has a system drive with a checksum error, which is a 2 gig file, yet it unknown. Alright, changed. Partition. See, now it's totally different. Okay. ZDH0 uninitialized. Perfect. Format disk. No trash can. Quick format. Are you sure? Yes. That's better. Initializing disk. The light is big. And now it worked. Okay. That's great. Double click. HD toolbox again. 4091.device. We're going to make that second partition.
Dumbass!
SCSI address again is unknown. The same disk I booted from to create that partition. Does it remember the disk? Or is it unknown? Which just screws me up. Unknown. Fudge. All the HD toolbox configurations for some damn reason. So I can never mess with the partitions on the 4091 once I get it rolling. Alright, here we go. Same thing. Quick format. 17 gig. Moving my mouse. You can see the little dude, and it worked. We're going to boot install and see if I can get a base OS installed. Now, here's the kicker. Does it freak out? Because they're both formatted drives. When it initializes that drive in just a second and live install, solid light, and that's it. Locked up. Taking this card out, not ripping it out. Grabbing Mr. T, the Raspberry Pi heatsink blinged out 3640 that was in here the whole time. So let's see if it boots the 4091 with the 3640. There's all my stuff. There's my DH1 with all my junk on it. Now, the entire weekend, we are back to where we were before we started. I have tried to get the TF4060 working in a 3000 tower. I have results that work. Single hard drive of small size. Not partitioned, a single partition. This and this do not get along. EHIDE.device was never even considered because I have to take the whole board out and do the interrupt 2 mod to even think about possibly maybe getting that to even work. And that's another hill I didn't feel like climbing. But it was a learning adventure for me. I found out a lot about what's working and what's not. Now, this is not a bash on this wonderful device because this thing kicks ass in a 3000 desktop, and it SCSI does work. I wonder if a Super Dmac04 would fix that, but I don't have one. Back to where I was before I broke it. Cool. Another weekend wasted. Thanks for coming along on this journey with the old fat guy. I hope it finds you well, and I hope you found it entertaining. At least it's a little bit of a discovery, hardware discovery with different vendors, from SJ's, Mr. Stephen Leary's Terrible Fire TF4060, which is an awesome card. The 4091 from Stefan and Chris, and the Live2 Gotta Go Fast RAM in this case, and a Cybervision 64 RTG video card. The Rabbit Hole Computing Zulu SCSI from the 1.1 in blue, which I had some problems with the 4091, to the RP2040 that we pulled out of the 3000 UX and did a little swap. They both still work. And did a fan, and we did some carbon filtration and some other rearrangements to make it happier. We'll pull this card out off camera. We're going to do a full backup so I don't have to do this crap again on the next time. Thanks for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?